Welcome to Low Quality Entertainment. This is our first podcast, and there will be multiple people. Still getting used to this. We'll probably have this much cleaner next time we go about it.
I doubt it.
But let's introduce the people who are here. First, there is me. And you probably don't know me, but you should, as for my YouTube name channel, Marroquin, spelled Marroquin, where I put vlogs on every so often, and I might do game stuff, but I probably won't because I'm lazy. And we have our second guy here. His YouTube channel is Radio Quail, spelled how it sounds. And he'd like to introduce himself and say what his channel is about.
Hello. I play League of Legends and fighting games. That's my life.
Yeah, okay. And then moving on to our third speaker today.
I'm Griffen. I'm just friends with these guys. I tried YouTube like 4 times, but I just am not into it. I just like watching videos and talking about stupid shit.
So there are your three. We have Griffen. We'll actually be using our real names for this because I don't like using mine. We have Aaron. And then I am Jacob. We are going to be discussing 3 topics. The first one being how to keep and get a significant partner. Second, if or if not it's worth going to college. And third, upcoming video games. We are going to be discussing our points, debating other points, and just going with the flow. That's most for this beginning talk, so let's get started with subject number 1.
Disclaimer, don't take anything we say literally for this subject. Only one of us has had a successful relationship.
And for that, a good point brought about the podcast. This is just our opinions. None of us have any formal training in anything. So
we're just shitty high school / college students. We don't know what we're talking about.
This is just a listen to us talk, enjoy the banter. If you learn something good, if you don't, that's okay too.
Maybe you'll hear something funny.
Okay.
I doubt it.
So, first subject. How to get and or keep a significant romantic partner.
I know how to lose one.
Same. As I said in the disclaimer, it's a bad time.
Yeah,
I kept I kept one of them.
Yeah, you are not Mormon.
Disclaimer. Okay, so let's go on to the first thing. What do each of you would like to find in a partner? Let's go with Aaron.
Preferably female.
That's good.
Preferably female, even though I am bisexual.
You're welcome, somewhere.
I look for people who are attractive, but that's like a rule of thumb. Don't date people you don't find attractive. The quality I look for in a partner is mainly trust and communication, because that is what keeps a relationship from falling apart.
We'll get into that later, either now or into another video revolving around disloyalty. Okay, and for me, I could care less. As long as our personalities match, and I have 3 categories that you must fill out for me to want to date you. And maybe this is something that other people should have, should not. We'll discuss it with you two in a second.
Top 10 host.
Mine would be, you have to either be you have to fill these 3 out. Either I am physically attracted to you, mentally attracted to you, or emotionally attracted to you. And the definitions for that being physical, the easiest one, I think you're attractive, let's go.
He wants to mash ugly bits with you.
Yeah. Emotional being support, for me at least. The emotional attraction is the support. Really just kind of dealing with my crap. Third one is mental, being good conversation, bringing debating, talking, just really the communication aspect. What do you guys think on that? Like, if you should have any more finer points on dating somebody, or it should just be, I like you, screw anything else, I just like you.
The points you made are pretty concise for your standards anyways. And that's another thing to keep in mind with relationships when you get to that point in your life, is that every relationship is going to vary in some way or another, and every person has their own standards. What we say is not going to match with what you guys think, so just sort of keep that in mind and think about it, because there are a lot of things in life you have to think about.
Aaron?
I have like 0 experience.
Okay, here's a good thing. Do you think there is a proper time for when it would be good for someone to start looking for a romantic interest? Like, do you think there is an age? Is it just when you know? Is like a time when you, like, in terms of physically age, do you think there is a point where you're like, yeah, this is okay to date, or no? Me personally, I don't consider dating to really start until high school, because middle school is just kind of like, we held hands, we liked each other, and blah, blah, blah. Elementary is just kind of figuring out what the other gender
It's
is.
not real.
So do you guys think that, oh, this is, like, what do you guys think?
I think that once you're in middle school, you can start feeling out relationships and seeing how the whole dating process goes. But like you said, it's not really that extensive at all. It's mostly just like, hey, you're cute, let's go eat pizza together. But once you get into high school, it starts getting more in-depth and stuff. I think the basis is that a relationship should start when you feel like you can manage a relationship.
Yeah, I'd say it's like after puberty and then going into high school. Not anywhere in middle school, since that's just going to be a rocky road.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out.
Middle school's like the really like socially awkward like dating where
I'm always socially awkward.
don't know what's going on.
Same.
In middle school, I dated a girl for 3 months, didn't talk to her at all, didn't say a single word. The only thing in the relationship was the title. And that was because I was like, I didn't even like understand how I felt. She was just like, hey, you want to date? And I was like,
Sure, why not?
sure. And then we didn't have anything in common. I barely knew her. We just went for it, and I was like, this is a big mistake. I don't even have any emotions towards this person at all. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Just to counteract that point, I completely agree with what I said earlier and what these guys are saying. Now, you'll kind of know. Puberty will definitely help you figure that out as well, and middle school's kind of meh. For me personally, what I can argue with that point is that when I was in middle school, I dated a few girls, and mine were kind of more, well, you can find traditional dating in the terms that, okay, this is, we're going out, we're eating, we're kissing, we're doing whatever. But again, it was middle school, so I don't even count that myself, but just, you know, you'll figure that out on your own. Now the next bit, when do you think when you're a person, when do you think it's a good time to date? Not when to date, but like, hey, I am blank blank, so I can or cannot date. Such as, a good example would be, you lost a family member. Do you think that will affect your dating ability, your availability, or will that not bother you at all? And it's like, you know, whatever. You can deal with your own stuff and you can still date. What do you guys feel about that?
Probably, like, from some people it'll be definitely. Like, that'll open you up more because you're going to want something to balance that emotional issue of losing someone or something. So you're just going to want someone to hold on to.
A better way to rephrase the point would be not when as in age, but when as in your current mental state.
Yeah.
And for that answer, I would say that it varies too much from one person to another to be able to give a direct answer to that, because there are so many different scenarios that could come up that could make you want to or not want to date someone.
My rule of thumb for that is just my kind of overall thinking about dating in general, that my personal preference, and you guys can totally debate me on this, I don't think you should start dating somebody until you got your stuff figured out. Like, when you know who you are and you kind of know what you want out of a relationship, you will be significantly more better to date. Obviously, there are definitely times when having someone there will counteract that, but just a rule of thumb for me is that I always think the better relationships will always come out of you being, like, when you can handle your stuff is like when I think you should be able to handle other people's stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing to add. That's the only thing I want to add, really, is just to, like, think before you do shit. Don't rush into things, because you got lots of time to think about things in your life, and you don't want to make any decisions that you're going to regret or say, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
What I'd say for that, like, I think, what Griffen said a little bit earlier, like, when you'll know. A good point I would want to ask you guys, when you reach a certain age in your life, when you're significantly older, I'm not talking like, 20, 30, I'm talking like 50, 60, 70, do you think it's okay to settle? Or do you think that's not okay, that's against something? Personally, I think it would be okay if you settled. It's like, I just don't want to be alone. Let's date. Let's get married. Screw it. I don't think I have an issue with that. I think that's totally fine and natural for an older couple to want that, and I think that's fine. But you guys think that you should never just settle. You should. What do you guys think?
It depends on the couple, because people have different outlooks and opinions on how they want to live their lives. That's a thing to look out for in a potential partner, is what they want to do with their lives and stuff, because you're not going to make it very far if you're dating someone who wants to settle down and have kids early in life, when you have ambitions to go out and travel and see things. That type of thing just doesn't mesh.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about mainly the elderly. I'm talking at the point where it's like you got your stuff figured out. Life's kind of already settled down for you. It's more of a, should I just settle with another person? Not like, you might even be past the point of kids, honestly. I'm talking about it's getting time to either have kids or not have kids, or death or not die. That's what I'm talking about. Not 20s, 30s where you're still figuring that out. I'm talking hey, I'm alone. Should I just find someone, marry them, and move on, or just be like, you know what? It hasn't happened yet. Why bother?
At that point, I would say, yeah, you can settle if you want to. I mean, it's completely up to you. Not everyone's down for that, but if you're contemplating it, then I'd say, yeah, it's a viable option to go for.
And we're back. Sorry about that. We had
we had a cut because we ate pizza.
Yeah, we're gonna edit all the cut out, so it's not gonna happen. It's still gonna sound choppy. That's what matters. We're also gonna cut this out.
No,
you should leave this in.
Leaving it in. Cutting out the part where I said we're cutting out. Cutting out the part where I said I was cutting out the cutting out. Leaving it in.
Aaron, do you think this is the Game Grumps? We don't do editing.
Kevin, edit.
Like I said, this is low.
No, shush, just the both of you.
No, it's low quality entertainment.
No, this is real talk.
Okay, real talk though.
Low quality entertainment.
Okay, back to what we were saying. We got at the point for when you should, why you should. I think is just kind of we can do that later.
Do it if you want to.
Do it if you want to.
Experiment if you want to experiment.
Just don't be a poop.
Be a poop.
Be safe.
Use plastic.
Don't date hobos. They'll probably suck you into their cardboard box dimension.
They'll probably steal your food.
All right, now for the last bit for this subject, so we can move on. How do you think a relationship should be ended? Should it be okay, you meet face to face, goodbye, that's it? Or should it be over text, or should it just you're not saying how do you think a relationship should be closed off? How do you end that chapter of your life?
It depends on the scenario of how the relationship is being ended. If it's being ended on bad terms, then I think that there's no real standard to be held by. You can do whatever you want. But if you're ending it on good terms, then I think it's best to do it face to face. That way you can be more sincere with what you're saying and stuff. Because even though you can say things over text and you can make it mean a lot, it doesn't always convey the tone that you want to convey to people.
My personal rule of thought is that no matter the relationship, good or bad, if you can meet the person face to face, I think that's always the best way to do it. Now, let's tell me if I'm a hypocrite. I have broken up in text. I've broken up over phone call, mainly because it's scary. When I have broken up with the people that I have dated, it's very much been, I don't know how you're gonna react. I don't want to be near you. I just want to be able to hang up my phone and do anything about it. But if I was to recommend, I'd say always do it in person, so you can try even if they're eating your head off, it's still, hey, I told them in person, I told them what I wanted to feel, but personally I was spooked by that. Just figure out what the best for your scenario is. But I do recommend doing it in person. Aaron, what do you think about ending off a relationship?
If you can't do it in person, do it over your phone. Don't do it over text. Doing it over text is for wusses. I'm not wrong.
Same.
Dab, dab, dab.
Okay, now I think we got the relationship thing covered. Anyone want to say any quick points on that? Only thing I got is just do you and find someone who can accept you as long as you're not being a poop.
Long distance is hard.
Long distance is
Long
very
distance
hard.
is hard.
We're not doing that now.
Long distance is not easy.
Okay, you know what? We'll get to maybe that in some other video. But
There's just gonna be a podcast where it's just like
It's just
relationship
long distance.
disasters.
My entire
behind the scenes, I was gonna bring that up a little bit later. But let's move on to the next topic. Being
collage.
should or should you not go to college? Now, me and Griffin are both enrolled in a college course,
So
and
am
both of
I.
us and
I'm in.
Aaron is as well. We're all finding out new things.
You learn something new every day, kids.
But we are all enrolled in college. But I am considering maybe doing the military instead of college and doing that
That's
in placement,
spooky.
or doing college with the military. We're not going to really get into that, but college. Why do you? Is it good to go to college or is it not? Aaron, you go with why it's good to go to college.
Okay, it's good to go to college so you can get a freaking job. What I learned recently is that if you go to college, like if you don't go to college and you try to get a job, you have like a 90% less chance of getting a job than if you went to college. Like if you go paired up against someone that has gone to college for that specific job, you're not getting it if you haven't gone to college yet. That's the biggest thing. Is if you want to make money, if you want to pay, if you want to get a house,
If you want to make money, if you want to live better,
go to Walmart. And also
Not
go
sponsored.
to college.
Not sponsored.
But if you don't want to go to college, that's cool too. It's fine.
Okay. I will argue why maybe you should not go to college. One of the biggest issues of college is very obvious. We're all from America. And in America, there is no really free college programs. You can get scholarships. You can get loans, which isn't really free. But I do know in other countries they have significantly better programs to get higher educated. But in the U.S. of A., it is a commitment. You go to college and then you go into debt. Unless you get a really well-paying job right out of college, you will be in debt.
Oh yeah, you're going to debt no matter what.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely go into debt. It's just how much debt and how, because that stacks, especially with interest. But one of the arguments to college is it worth going that much into debt if you can't find a job? Because one of the issues that a lot of college graduates are facing is that they have a major, but nobody wants it. And those who do have a major that people want, the competition for it is so stiff that it's almost not worth spending that much money to get that degree that nobody wants or that someone's already filling the place for that job. Like I said, the biggest issue definitely be money, and then also some would say it's kind of wasting your time. A lot of businesses look for business experience, and though yes, you can go to college and you're going to need to work while you're in college, but you won't be really doing the job that you are in college for the most part. With the exceptions of obviously a few, like if you are a firefighter, you can maybe do something around your town. If you're into electronics, there's always your neighborhood Best Buy and Geek Squad. Not sponsored, but
You have to say that after
I
every
have
time.
to say that
We're not sponsored.
we'd like to be.
Disclaimer: we're not sponsored.
Pay us, Best Buy.
But yeah,
Don't pay us.
like if you are if you're going for a teaching degree, you're really not going to be getting any experience for teaching when you're not qualified to teach.
Well, there's student teaching programs while you're in college.
Shush you. Yeah, that's definitely. What do you? I'll have Griffin here. If you were to argue why you shouldn't go to college, what would you say?
Well, just like every other point I've brought up, everything in life is situational. For college, it really depends on what you're going for, because there are some fields of work where you can get jobs straight out of high school without having to worry about going to college or doing internships or anything. There are plenty of opportunities for like factory jobs or fast food jobs, and you can work your way up through the positions if you want to start at those low-end jobs. You could work at some type of fast food place, and if you work well for a long period of time, you could become a manager for that business or something of that sort. But if you're going to school for something that you're really dedicated to, or something that requires a lot of learning or a lot of training, then you're going to have to go to college for it, just so you can get certified, get a degree, and show people, hey, I'm actually qualified to do this.
Okay, I'm gonna put a scenario for you guys, and I want you to say, for this imaginary scenario, what would you tell this person? A person's going in to get a major for philosophy. Now, for those kind of degrees, the only other job you can get is becoming a professor for that degree. And beyond that, there's really not much of a job. So if someone said, I really want a degree in philosophy, and that's what I'm going to go to college for, what would you say to that person? Like, hey, you should still go to college. Okay, let me rephrase that. They want to go to college only if it means going for this degree. They will not go to college for anything else. What would you say to that person, Aaron?
Depends on the debt, man. If you want to go into philosophy, go into your state university or something. Has philosophy. Doesn't have philosophy, you're out of luck. Go home. Get out of here.
You're out of here, kid.
Okay, Griffin, what would you say?
First of all, you're very close-minded. Stop. If you want to go for philosophy, I would recommend doing a dual major by declaring something other than philosophy and learning both of those. That way you have a backup plan, or you have something to do while you're being a philosopher.
Philosophy and also philosophy.
But in this scenario, Jacob said that this person does not want to go to college for anything else, so that advice is pretty much off the table. I'd say find something else to do, or don't go to college at all. I don't like your chances of being successful.
You're working at McDonald's for the rest of your life.
I'll
buddy.
change the scenario just a little bit so it has more
maneuverability.
Okay, let's change that to, let's see, what's a job that...
Film.
Okay, film.
Film is such an awful major.
Like, okay, film. You can definitely get a job in that if you work hard enough, but that's also not even... a bunch of jobs, especially with theater, filming, anything with really the arts. You can go to college for that, for sure. You can definitely want to do that. It's just...
You'll take the dick on it.
That, and that's not what really makes you... Having that extra knowledge is just kind of a stepping stone to really get the fame that you're probably looking for, to get the real money to survive. And it's not like, oh, I'm an engineer. I got engineer training, now I'm going to get hired. The arts degrees are very much of a taking a risk. So someone, like, let's change the philosophy to just arts. Would you say it's worth even going to college for doing that, or should you spend that time working on your creativity, working on that? Do you think it's basically, is it more beneficial to not go to college, to spend time doing your style, or is it more beneficial to go there and learn about some ancient Greek style of how to draw, or weird ways to play the guitar that you know you're not going to use? Like, what would you say to that? Someone wants to have an arts degree, and is it worth going to college for that, or is it worth spending your time maybe do something else?
Like a fine arts degree?
I'm talking
having a degree
in
like theater and film.
I'm talking like anything of like sort of the artsy, like
anything of artistic value.
Oh, okay,
that could be film or theater. That could be actual like
drawing,
painting.
Well, you've got a lot of options if you majored in that many things.
That could be
Jesus.
any type of music. Well, you only pick one.
Yeah,
you're not majoring in every art.
Let's say like you pick film. Film is not a good thing to major in if you don't have any connections into the film industry. You're going to start off with like really small movies and hope you get recognized by like a big film company for potential.
You've got to go to film festivals and pray to any god that will listen to you.
And you got to pay for entry anyways.
To actually get any notice.
So I'm hearing from you guys, is this a no to college? Because personally...
That's a no for film majors.
Yeah, film majors out there, I'm sorry.
If you want to do film...
I'm just going to say this to my friend. If, for some ungodly reason, this actually gets people to listen. Chris, I'm not going to say your last name, because at this point people actually know would actually be able to find you.
They will find you.
They will find you and they will kill you.
I know you have a film degree. A good example for him, he is going to college for film.
He's going to college for film?
Yes, he is. But
does he know Michael Bay?
But here's the thing. He has done a lot of stuff in college. Like, he was in California this entire summer.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, like, he had a lot of, I have stuff going on. He's got an in. But even that doesn't guarantee I'm going to be doing film. Like Aaron said, and how Griff, or maybe one of you two said, dual majoring.
Yeah.
It's definitely good to have a dream and aspire to it, but don't float too high to the sun because your wings will melt and you will come crashing down. Try to, if you're gonna definitely major in something like film or just like artsy drawing, have a backup plan. Because if you're going to college, getting that extra to major, it might be harder, but it also means maybe more security. Like, I'm gonna do film, but I'm also going to do engineering. That's good. You have a backup plan. That definitely, I would say, going to college for something that's not really wanted, or you don't have a real plan to make that thing wanted, definitely have a backup plan and know where you stand financially, because sometimes it's also good to just wait to go to college. Maybe you need a year or 2 or 3 or whatever you need to figure out what you want to major in, look at the economy, do some studies. Just because you graduate high school doesn't mean you have to go straight into the college life, because that dooms a bunch of kids who just, I finished college, I have to go to college. I finished high school, I have to go to college. Because you don't know what you really want, and you're not really sure of how the world really might work. You guys have anything to say to that? If not, we can move on.
It's also really dependent on your parents if you're going to college straight away or not. Because at that point, they might just thrust you into a college, even though you didn't like want to pick one or just go to college. And another thing about like the dual majoring is that you don't need to have 2 majors. Just have a bunch of minors you can fall back on. Like a minor in photography while you have film, that'll get you some easy money.
Especially like, back to the arts thing. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't realize is done in business. So I think a good safe measure is just like, oh cool, I'm drawing. Try to get that business degree or try to get something more online. So at the very least, if you can't draw Mona Lisa, you can make the Walmart logo. Not sponsored.
You can draw fake. You can draw fake Mona Lisa.
You can draw
Lisa Mona.
You can draw Faker in a Mona Lisa dress.
I agree. Another big thing about arts is that like freelancing is a big thing now. So that's something you can do. You can start freelancing. Also, there's a dog here. I now have him.
Okay, I'm gonna go. You guys can keep talking. I'm gonna go take the dog when I get back. I'm probably gonna move the subject on.
Yeah.
So say any final points you have. I'm gonna go get rid of this puppy.
Okay.
For going to college for arts in general, I say go for it because you will learn things there. It provides insight into the wide field of artistic trades and whatnot. But be aware of the risk that you're going into a dead job market. It's going to be a very big struggle to be able to hit it off. And if you can manage to make it work, more power to you, but it's going to be something you have to work for.
Yeah, like if you're going to pick a fine arts major, you're just going to want to pick another safer major to go with. As the example I gave earlier was photography, but you could also just go with like, if you want to be like an electrician, but you also want to learn how to draw, it's just like, I'm going to draw on my wires.
Like, we sort of got tunnel visioned into the whole artistic section of college.
Jacob started with freaking philosophy.
But I'd say, in general, the answer to the question, is college worth it? I would say yes, if you are aware of the risks of going to college.
It's extremely dependent on how much you've actually set up for it. If you have at least a little bit of money saved up for college, you got a little bit of security. You can get rid of like probably a third of that debt if you are prepared for college, or if your parents helped prepare you for college.
All right, I'm back. I hope you guys got the final points out. I'll just give mine. Even though I was debating not to go to college, I think it's good to have an idea of maybe if you should or you should not. But I recommend doing it. It's a good start, and it's good for the most part. So we're going to move on to the next topic, being video games.
Hold on.
Upcoming. Wait, what are you doing? beautiful.
I'm disgusted by
That
you,
was
Griffin.
worth it.
I love that sound clip so much.
Yeah, that was worth it.
I'm disappointed.
Upcoming
mostly.
video games. That's the topic, right?
Yeah, our what we'll be discussing now is kind of a lighter topic. Just to kind of close it off.
Yeah, it's less real.
We're going to be talking about upcoming video games that we've heard about, that we're looking forward to.
Or fresh releases.
Yeah, fresh
Yeah.
releases also count.
I will start it off with talking about a game I have been watching for a while. It's called Last Guardian.
Yep. Wasn't it 2006 or 2008? 2006, I think. I think it was either 2006
No,
or
because
2007.
it was supposed to come out for those who don't know. The Last Guardian is a game based around a giant dog bird thing with a small child, and the whole idea is we got very rudimentary aspects of the game. A lot of, I think, puzzles, moving around, really just enjoying the atmosphere, I feel like. There hasn't been any really big story arcs revealed about it. It's been published by, I don't know.
Sony. It's
Yeah, it's
a
Sony.
Sony game.
But it was released in 2008.
It was supposed to be a release title for the PS3, and then it's gotten set back all the way to December of 2016.
Yep, and from what I just saw, I saw an article like this morning saying that they're pushing The Last Guardian back even farther.
Yeah, well, that's the pushback. The pushback is to December.
So
it's supposed to come out next month, I believe, and then they push it back.
Yeah, so this game has been trying really hard to be a thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it has mainly just died.
Yeah, I believe Sony dropped the copyright last year.
Yeah,
and then
Sony
they brought it back this year.
Yeah, the game.
And then they revealed it at E3, and no one expected it.
It's a game that really needs help.
Yeah.
Like, somebody rescue it from its abusive Sony father and give it to someone who knows what they're doing.
Yeah, we need to see more out of The Last Guardian. We need to see more of it.
Another game that I would like to bring up before I let the other two really get their input. Scalebound. It's an Xbox game. I think it's also coming out for PS.
I have not heard of that one.
It's a good game. I think it might come out for the PS4. I'm not sure. I do know it was originally for the Xbox. I know it's coming on the PC. It's basically there is your character and you have a dragon, and it's hack and slash. No, it's not fully. It's like a hack and slash RPG. You have this giant dragon. You go about and you just start beating the crap out of things, like giant monsters. It has a Monster Hunter feel to it. Like, you are, as the human character, you are not collecting these materials, from what I know, but you're fighting them in a very. Not Monster Hunter. Battle of the Colossus. That's a much better. Shadow of the Colossus. Whatever.
Close enough.
You tried.
I tried. It's a really good game. I'd recommend looking it up. It looks amazing. I have one last title, but I will hold off on that, and we shall go to Aaron McKenna. What would you like?
I want to talk about Skyrim Remastered.
Okay, Skyrim Remastered. As a very strong Bethesda fan, I have some issues with Skyrim Remastered. Skyrim, now just let this be out there, is my favorite game. There is no game that I enjoy better. I have put hours upon hours into my Skyrim game. I have done almost anything you can think of. I love the game. I love the lore. I love everything about it. It definitely deserves its place as one of the best games that has ever come out.
Wow.
Now, Skyrim Remastered. If you have a PS4 or an Xbox One, this is going to be a different topic. As a PC player, Skyrim Remastered is a joke. You have mods
already.
You have so many things better. And there is no reasonable reason to buy Skyrim Remastered for the PC. No. Xbox One and PS4.
Now there you have.
I can understand why you would want that, because they are giving mods to that. It's just, I don't think it's because they're releasing it at a full price. I believe isn't it still $60?
Yeah, I believe it's still $60.
$60 because they don't add any new content. There's no like, oh, by the way, here's some new quests. It's literally like it's a previous Skyrim.
It's the same game, but that's because Skyrim already has so much stuff in it. I feel like if they put more in it, it'd just be an overload. Another thing for the PC port of the game, if you already have the full package, all the DLC with it, you get it for free. which is basically already having the game and just having to re-download like 15 gigabytes.
But I will say this: if you do have PC and you have all the DLC for Skyrim,
it's going to be worth getting.
The issue with that is that if you have all the DLC for Skyrim on the PC, I'm guessing you've modded the crap out of your game.
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim Remastered had the devs have already said this for PC. If you have mods already onto your Skyrim, it's gonna mess with that a lot.
Yeah, that's fine.
So just a fair warning to your PC players: if you want to get Skyrim Remastered, more power to you. I don't recommend it. There are significantly better mods that can do Skyrim Remastered times 10.
It can do Skyrim Remastered already.
Xbox One, PS4, I would say, if you are really, really wanting that Skyrim fix, go for it. It's going to help the company out. So there's always that.
Because after the blunder that was Elder Scrolls Online, they're needing all the help they can get.
But Fallout 4...
Fallout 4 brought it back.
Fallout 4...
It was still a letdown.
Fallout 4 was good.
It was a letdown.
Fallout 4
Once they finally put the game into full color from greens and browns, you would have thought that would have made the game 10 times better.
I love Fallout 4. I'll cut you. I enjoyed it. Actually, because you brought up Bethesda, we can do that later. Griffin, do you have any games that you want to speak of? Because you've been very quiet this past little rant.
I just want to chime in with a Bethesda joke. A famous proverb for fans of Bethesda: is it a glitch or a feature?
It's a feature. It's always a feature. It's always a feature. Such as when you're able to ride a horse up a waterfall in Skyrim. If you try hard enough, you can do it.
On the topic of Skyrim Remastered, I think that the camps are very split evenly. Half of the people are like, this is stupid, it's just a reskin of the game to look nicer. And then everyone else is super hyped about it because they're graphic mongers. They love seeing things made as crystal clear and as beautiful as they possibly can.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to let you finish. But,
I'm going to let you finish, but...
I am a graphics whore. I love my games to look either realistic or the art style to be really on point, and I love my games looking amazing. And honestly, I am a terrible gamer, but I would give up a feature to have better graphics in a game just because I like to look at it and just zone. But I just Skyrim Remastered. It tickles me the wrong way.
I think it'll be worth it for people to buy because long-standing fans will buy the game again, and people who haven't gotten into the series, this could be the starting point for them. Because especially considering when was the first Skyrim made?
Wait, the first Elder Scrolls?
No, the first Skyrim.
Oh, you mean Skyrim?
That
was 2012.
I believe so.
I believe it's 2012.
Yeah, so I mean,
been earlier.
It's been a decent amount of
4
time.
years.
New people will be like, "Hey, what's an Elder Scrolls? What the fuck is a Skyrim?" And then
it was actually late 2011.
And then they'll see Skyrim Remastered.
Oh yeah, because it came out in November.
It came out November 11th.
September, yeah.
They'll see Skyrim Remastered, and they'll be like, "Hey, I'll play it. It looks good." And then they'll be like, "Hey, Skyrim's great. Elder Scrolls."
Speaking of the whole, you kind of transitioned me so hard that I have to talk about it. World of Warcraft Legion. Okay, as a strong vet in the WoW,
as a strong
independent WoW player, I've had my ups and downs with Blizzard. I have not been here since Crusade or Wrath. I started in Cataclysm. Well, you played WoW, didn't you, Aaron, for a little bit?
I played during Cataclysm.
You played during Cataclysm, and Griffin, you played the free trial for a little bit. You played Wrath.
I played Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King.
And me and Griffin are just now starting to get back into it. Legion. I'm going to just do a quick spin on about it because you guys probably don't know much about it. After hearing some more stuff, seeing some reviews, if you are a WoW fan, I would definitely recommend getting Legion. I wasn't a big fan of some of the other expansions that have happened. Like Cataclysm, even though that's when I joined, wasn't the best expansion, I feel. Pandaria, even though we got some Panda haters up here, I like Pandaria. Pandaria was it was pretty.
Yeah, I wasn't around for that.
I really enjoyed it. Legion, it's I think some of the good points about it, the legendary artifacts, the skill trees for that, the look for it, it's really cool. The new class Demon Hunter, I feel, is
Demon Hunters can double jump. What more do you need?
No, it's a platformer.
Point is that if you are a WoW player, I definitely recommend playing Legion. Definitely check that out. WoW is Blizzard is doing fine because of Overwatch. Let's be real
definitely,
here.
yeah.
Blizzard,
Let's be real here.
Blizzard had
Overwatching all the RNG from Hearthstone.
Blizzard before Hearthstone and Overwatch. Main income was WoW, and between whatever expansion came out, it would have been Pandaria and I think Hearthstone. And yeah, I'm probably wrong about that. They were having a lot of people quit WoW, and that was really hitting their company.
I remember that.
But it's coming back. They're doing really good with the Legion expansion. It's one of the highest. It's one of the most bought games, ever.
Oh well, yeah. It's been around for a long time.
No, I mean Legion.
Legion in general.
Legion, the expansion pack has one of the most sold out copies ever.
When did Warlords of Draenor come
Oh, I
out?
forgot that existed. World of Draenor, not good.
Everyone forgets about it. I'm pretty sure that's when they started dipping in sales.
No, it wasn't, because they had that was right before Overwatch came out.
Oh, really?
Because Hearthstone came out before Warlords, and Overwatch came out right after that, because it was the WoW movie that came out while Draenor was coming out, and then Overwatch happened. So Warlords.
Don't worry, love, cavalry's here.
Um,
I don't even play the game, just for the record. I just know the
I
name.
play the
Same.
game.
We're not gonna talk about Overwatch. That's that.
I want to talk about it.
No, we're talking about new games. Okay.
It's pretty new.
Skyrim Remastered was kind of pushing it. Well, at least Legion came out at
I
some
mean,
point.
Skyrim Remastered's a new game.
Okay, so
It's got a fresh coat of paint. Splatoon.
okay,
Oh, no.
so yeah, if you're a WoW player, I definitely say check out Legion. It's the best parts about WoW are coming back, I'd feel, and just grab some friends, get on there. It's a good time. Anyway, I got one game left, but I'll leave that for
what about
later.
Griffin? Griffin
Yeah,
has to talk about his.
Didn't you have a game to talk about, or did you already bring it up?
I already brought one up. I brought up Skyrim.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about Persona.
Bringing it back.
Just
Let's
gonna
go.
put this right in here. I'm not gonna be much for this conversation. I haven't played a single Persona game. I watched the anime. That's all I know.
I have only played Persona Q. And
Yeah.
I have watched the whole 4 anime, and I watched 4 Golden. It's good.
Yeah. See, that's the fun part about video game discussions is we're all very
We're all different.
we're all
I got
di-
this one guy that's played have you played 2, 3, and 4, or is it just 3 and 4?
I've just played 3 and 4
And Q.
and Q.
Yeah.
No one
Has played Persona or Persona 2.
Only the real hardcore fans like 1 or 2.
Yeah, Shin
And
Megami
also,
Tensei
and
Persona 1.
let's just get this out here. Give a quick description of what Persona is, or the game, at least Persona, whatever one they're on right now. So they at least
Persona
know
5.
what this is, because I have no idea what Persona was before I talked to you weeb craps.
Okay, the Persona franchise is a turn-based dungeon crawling strategy game based on the Shin Megami Tensei games.
Mm-hmm.
Fans consider it to be a watered-down and easier version of the Shin Megami Tensei games.
But no one cares.
And to an extent, to a very large extent, I agree with them, because I've never played the Shin Megami Tensei games, so I don't know anything about it, but I trust the people who have played it.
Isn't it just a dungeon crawler?
Yeah.
It's a... See, that's the thing. Most people don't really know much about 1 and 2 because they came out for the PS1, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
That means I'd be open to get them, because I have PS1.
I'm pretty sure it's just for the original PS. I don't know that, so don't quote me on that. I'm
I can
probably an idiot.
I can look it up later.
But the real gameplay got split in 3. 3 is what revolutionized the Persona series because they turned it from being just a dungeon crawler to being a dungeon crawler for half of the game and a life sim for the other half. And the way you went about your life simulation part of the game would give you benefits in the dungeon crawling
I think we got an idea what Persona is. We're getting kind of late in the podcast. I'm
Yeah,
not going to
it doesn't
stop
matter.
us yet.
We're still going.
I'm not going to stop us yet in the podcast. I'm just giving that forewarning that, we might want to hurry up a little bit. So, Griffin, make your point about Persona.
Persona 5 just recently came out.
It came out today in Japan.
Yeah, it came out today in Japan.
With today being
September
September the 14th.
September 14th, that's when we're recording this right now.
There was a lot of hype behind it because it has been forever since since a new main game has come out. There have been so many Persona 4 spin-offs.
The main Persona game came out on the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm. And it did get remastered for the PS Vita, but the PS Vita flopped, so
the PS Vita is discount 3DS.
I like the PS Vita. I accept it because I like the PS.
The footage that was seen, like all the trailers, all the gameplay footage, has shown a lot about the game, and I think fans are very excited and very happy for what type of changes they've made. They've made the whole system a lot more sleek, and it's quicker to fight. That way you're not wasting all of your time grinding on monsters. Mm-hmm. I think they might be bringing back some old features.
Okay, let's go into if I am a game buyer, why should I get this new Persona game? Like, that's kind of like sort of the feel of why you should get the game. Why as a not like convince me. I have never played a Persona game. Why should I buy this one?
You don't have to know anything about any of the other Personas.
That's just how they all work.
All Persona games
the only one is just Persona Q.
All Persona games are standalone games, assuming that we're only talking about the main games. The spin-off games can go eat dicks.
Except for Persona Q.
Persona Q is good, but still shut up. Persona 5 is a good starting point for anyone to hop in because it has its own story. You don't need to know anything about that. And the gameplay should be, from what I've seen, exactly the same as all the other Persona games. There might be some new features that I have not seen yet that they might be implementing, because there might be what I've heard are called devil negotiations, which are a Persona 1 and 2 type thing, or maybe even a Shin Megami Tensei game thing. The reason behind that assumption is because there was an image with the characters fighting Sandman, which is a Persona, but there's really no reason to get into it unless it's the type of game that you're interested in. Like, if you like turn-based strategy dungeon crawler games with life simulation elements mixed in, then I'd say give it a shot. But it's a good starting point because any game in the series, I think, is really a decent starting point.
Okay, so we've made a good point for Persona. Aaron, do you have one more game to bring up before I have to Google mine?
Yeah,
I can't remember my name.
Remember all the new releases. Breath of the Wild.
What's
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I have not heard
Legend
of
of Zelda.
Yeah, it's
never mind.
new and it's fresh and it's all homemade.
Yeah.
It
was homegrown.
It's gonna be the Skyrim of Legend of Zelda.
Really?
That's what it's gonna be. Link's gonna be able to climb mountains now, and it's gonna be on the NX and the Wii U.
You can go fight the boss as soon as you start up the new game.
As soon as you want. So you can do whatever you want.
There's going to be speed.
It's completely free roaming now.
There's going to be speed runs of naked Link fighting whoever the boss is with a stick. I'm assuming it's going to be Ganondorf. Who knows? They might pull.
I doubt the first one's going to be.
They might pull a Skyward Sword on us and make it some super Ganondorf.
Some Girahim. Bring back Girahim. But Breath of the Wild, it looks good. It looks like a fun one.
It looks the artistic style that they chose for it.
It's kind of like a throwback to what's it called? Wind Waker.
Yeah, it looks like Wind Waker except with Twilight Princess
Twilight
proportions.
Princess like shaders on it.
And I'm not going to make them describe what Legend of Zelda is, because if you don't know,
you literally, hi, I'm Link. I'm a guy in a green tunic, but now I can change my clothes and then I have a sword.
I will ask the same question that I asked Griffin. As a person who has not played a Legend of Zelda game, as being myself, why should I get this game?
Do you like swords? Do you like bows? Do you like boomerangs? Do you like clothing? I doubt you like clothing, but that doesn't matter.
Why are you Bricky Orchid?
You forgot the 8. Do you like to free roam in your video games?
I do like to free roam in my video games.
Do you like Skyrim?
It's my favorite game.
Alright, you'll like this one.
Why?
Why not?
It is a Skyrim
It's
styled video game, but it has the
But it has-
Legend of Zelda
It has
twist
the
on it.
Legend of Zelda and Nintendo aspects that everyone knows and loves.
Loves
And
it.
it's gonna be on the Wii U and the NX. Don't buy it on the Wii U, because
it'll literally
Yeah.
explode.
yeah, it'll explode. FPS will probably be 60, but the game will probably still be in 720p, but just like spread, because that's how they do it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
NX is gonna be good. Wait for March 2017. Let's go, Jack.
I'm still calling the flop, just like all of their other systems have.
Hey man, the Wii didn't flop.
Yeah, the
3DS
Wii,
didn't flop.
the Wii. Listen,
3DS flopped initially, and
Yeah.
then it picked up.
The Wii did good. Nintendo has no competition for handhelds. Okay, they do
Well,
handhelds.
yeah, they're gods.
They do handhelds.
Okay,
amazing.
we're kind of getting off subject of the old games. Like I said,
I mean, I talked about the NX, which is new. It's upcoming.
I mean, that's true. But I'll get to. Does anyone else have any new games that they want to bring up real quick before I finish up with our closer of the game that I want to talk about the most?
Nah, I think I'm
Wait,
good.
I'm trying to think here. Any more new Nintendo ones?
As people have already guessed, I enjoy looking at the console games
Mario Party 11.
because Steam sends out so many indie games that I just can't be bothered with any of it. Okay, a game that I am looking forward to the most is a game called Horizon
that
Zero
one.
Dawn.
Oh,
It is
God.
a game that looks fantastic.
Is that the one with the robot?
It's
Yeah.
the robot animals, and you're a
Robot
girl, and
dinosaurs.
she's very pretty.
I want to be a pretty girl. I want to shoot robot animals. It's gonna be a great time.
As Griffen has been stating, it's an RPG where you play as the main character whose name I have no idea what she's named. So, Horizon
Keep that
Zero
in.
Dawn. You play it's set in the it's a future of society for the human race. Well, the world has been conquered by robots. We have no idea how they conquered, but we do know that I think we know that they're man-made.
Yeah.
And you basically
As far as I know, there hasn't been much said about the story so far.
we have seen some gameplay trailers. I definitely recommend looking it up. It's beautiful. When I first saw it, I got a Far Cry feel from it, almost. It's for the PS4, by the way. It's for the PS4, Xbox One. Maybe not the Xbox One. Maybe
Probably.
it's
It might just be a PS4.
I think it might be a PS4 exclusive. But it's definitely the combat we've seen in the gameplay trailers is awesome. Like all of the robots have their own unique weaknesses to certain things, like fire, traps, and it just looks so good. I recommend anyone looking it up. It's a really good game. I'm looking forward to it so much. I think that's about it for games.
It better not pull a No Man's Sky and say
Okay,
it's getting thrown
you have to step back.
Okay,
we're
wait.
not stopping the podcast now because we need to talk about No Man's Sky. No Man's
Oh,
Sky
it was
needs.
such a disappointment.
No Man's Sky is up. I don't care. Like I feel like we've been very conscious about other people's ideas and their situations and how they feel about something or another thing. If you like No Man's Sky, there is something wrong with you. I refuse.
Okay,
Because
here's the big thing about No
Hold on,
Man's
I just want to
Sky.
finish up. We have a singular friend who likes No Man's Sky, who will not be named.
I want to know who it is. Tell me later.
It's someone who might be on the podcast later who we talked
Oh
about.
no!
But
Likes it?
yes,
You know the one.
What?
yeah.
How can you like that game?
Yeah, point is, we have people who like No Man's Sky.
They're
It
bad
is-
people.
It is not. It is not worth your time. It is not worth your money. I like to put it like that. I don't mean. I watch Donkey. Okay. I don't know who you guys might not know what he said, but I'm gonna quote him right now. It had the same potential as Spore did, and it did, as it turned out. If anyone remembers what Spore was, and I own the game, and
I
it was,
actually love it.
I liked Spore too, but because I was a dumb gamer and I didn't understand what was going on, No Man's Sky has so many very wrong issues with it. I'll let Aaron go into more detail about it, but if you like No Man's Sky, sod off.
There aren't any gameplay features for
No, I said
other-
Aaron can do it.
He can talk too. Let him talk.
The only gameplay features that are in it are trading with NPCs and mining. The whole goal is to get money, upgrade your ship, and the end goal is to get to the center of the universe, which you can do in probably like 2 or 3 hours if you really wanted to. The thing that I want to say for it is keep an eye on it at least. It has potential to be better because they're going to keep patching it and updating it and adding things.
Okay, that's the one thing that I had to set my foot down for. If a game now this isn't a pre-release, this isn't a early access, this is the game. That's an issue that we should not, as gamers, should not allow the industry to do. If they release a full game, I expect, and it's being charged as a full game, a $60 game.
$60 game.
I should not, as a consumer, have to buy a game and then wait for it to be patched. If you want to do that, early release it. You can early release the game all you want. That's fine. We expect it not to be done. But to release a game that is missing so many key features, and I have to wait for that, it's not worth it.
The game doesn't even have multiplayer, and that was such a big thing that everyone was so hyped about, because they were like, we have a massive-ass universe with 18 quintillion planets that we can explore. It'll be massive, and we can fly around, and we can find people, and we can all chill and make homes on these planets. There's no building, there's no multiplayer, there's not
even a combat system, really.
No.
Yeah. You tame animals and they'll get your resources. Sometimes, maybe.
The only thing No Man's Sky does right is it looks pretty. That's the only thing it can do.
It's
the only
also-
thing it can do
it's also
is look
glitchy.
really nice.
Yeah,
and
it's very glitchy.
It can make you love a dinosaur crossed with a giraffe.
Like, the biggest issues with it is that when I first saw the game, and the first issue that I immediately saw was they were pushing, hey, this game is gigantic. We have trillions upon trillions of stars with planets on them. I'm like, if you put so much time into making all these planets, then you didn't spend time on giving these planets detail. You can't have all of these things that puts detail and heart into every single one of them because they're all procedurally generated. Mm-hmm. There is no heart in these planets. It's that one's blue. That one's a different blue. That one's blue with a purple
sky
tint.
is green.
And the animals, they're fun to look at
You
sometimes.
just can't do anything with them besides attempt to tame them.
And then beyond that, it's like, well, that one is a tiger with a shell on its back. That one is a giraffe with a shell on its back. Mm-hmm. Like, the problem with it is that I feel like the devs had a really good idea, but they messed it up by spending too much time on the size of the game, not the quality of it.
I think what they should have done is they should have kept with the setback date. Because they initially set back the game, and then they were like a week later, oh no, we're going to push it at the original time.
Yeah,
but if they kept that setback date, everything that we expected from it probably would have happened.
They should have set it back too, because they had actually like physical problems with their headquarters because their headquarters got flooded and they lost so much progress with the game.
Who released No Man's Sky? I actually don't know who did that.
I don't remember
the name of the company off the top of my head.
No Man's Sky Company, if you're listening,
They're not.
you're not, but
Unless it gets some from
I believe
You're listening, I'm sorry, please give me money.
by Hello Games.
Hello Games.
Goodbye.
Don't drown.
No. No Man's Sky had so much potential without the multiplayer, without even the building. Like, holy crap. Minecraft has building.
And it's in 16-bit. It's 16 by 16.
Like, at the very least, you could have been like, here's a planet. Make a giant penis on it, for Christ's sake. You can't even do that. You can't even be like, oh, look at this funny thing I built on this planet. I made a ship. I do the fly. Now I can get bigger ship and do the fly more.
7 Days to Die is a better game than No Man's Sky, and it's just Minecraft with realistic textures added on.
I do want to say this.
You can do that in Minecraft.
You know what? Okay,
Yeah.
we're almost
we're
at the
gonna have
hour
to
mark.
end soon.
We're almost at the hour mark. I'm just gonna stop.
It's not gonna be an hour, remember, because we're cutting things.
Yeah. Well, basically at the point where we should stop now.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed this very first podcast. It's gonna be
games.
It's gonna be on Reddit. Our techie here,
How often are we doing
Aaron.
it?
We will be doing this.
Whenever
Are we gonna
feel
do it
like.
monthly or weekly or something?
We will be doing this whenever we have the time. Like I said before, all of us have school. We have very busy schedules,
Yeah,
and we sometimes we
college,
just
you
want to
guys have
relax.
work. I don't have work.
We will do
I'm
these.
unemployed.
Like, it's not that hard to put together for us, just because it's so easy for us to talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But we will put these together as soon as we can. But that could range anywhere from maybe like a month where we have like a weekly video to it being we haven't uploaded in 3 months.
Yeah, it depends on how often I have to edit it.
And then I also have editing software. You can just give me the file.
No, I got it.
Okay, in that case, like I said, it's going to be up on Reddit. Our
gonna be up
techie
on
here,
Reddit.
Aaron's
It's
going to
gonna
do some
be-
of that. Our guy over here, Griffin's going to put it up on Reddit. I will have it on my YouTube channel, Marroquin, M-A-R-R-O-U, no, M-A-R-R-O-Q-U-I-N, and then Radio Quail.
Yep, that's me.
We will have this up on there, and you can listen about. If you like anything of this, you can just listen to us later. We should have another one up.
Yeah, there are gonna be more people eventually.
Leave feedback and
Leave feedback.
we might
Make us be
look
better.
at it.
Tell me if
yeah.
if I'm too quiet, which I probably am.
If
Looking
you-
at the audio wave.
If you guys have a topic idea, because the way we structure these
Oh yeah, this
these
structure
talks,
was awful. We had no outline.
the thing that we're trying to do now is we're gonna have 3 topics every time we do this, being one simple, like hey, this is a cool thing. Another one more life based, I would say, and the last one being just kind of something fun to wrap it up with. So if you have a good idea, something we should talk about, and if we like it and approve of it, we might talk about it. But thank you for listening this far. We're pretty far in. If you've listened for this long, God send. If you comment on it and you say like me on Facebook, I'll like you on Facebook.
Who are you?
See
Tell
a-
us your
see a
social security
doctor-
number.
See a doctor, have your colon checked out. You might have some cancer.
Tell us your social security number.
And-
It'll be used later. We'll tell it to everyone.
Okay, so that's just gonna be the last bits. Does anyone have any last points I want to make on any of the subjects, or anything they would want to tell anyone who's still listening at this point?
Don't drown.
I'm good.
All right, in that case, we're gonna be stopping it. And thank you for listening. Hopefully, we'll have another one up soon.